Good morning. It is another day to attempt Tower of the Planets. Maybe I can beat it today. Maybe. We'll wait a few minutes for some more people to join. Didn't want to do a practice run. If you want to join, you can. You'll get the Met the Owner badge. I have the game link pinned in the chat. You go to the Tower of the Planets orb in the ring 4 in ring select. Actually, I typed that wrong. You know what? It's fine. Okay. Yeah, so probably the first thing to practice is going to be what I failed last time. Which is like this section. About an hour in of 90 minutes, because this tower is extremely long. It's like 90 minutes. Yes. Looks like a citadel. Yeah, it is. Well, not officially, but it's citadel length. Okay, see, this part is easy when you're not stressed out, because, like, all of this, you follow your run-ins. And see, what happened was I missed the flick onto this one stud, which I now have learned the hard way I should do that, what I just did. What I tried to do was, like, that, and that, I mean, that's not that hard, but when you're nervous and overthinking everything, yes, it is. So I need to do that, see. Then this jump is always stressful, but not when I'm just playing it normally. This looks at, how long is it exactly? Yeah, about 90 minutes. If you, like, go fast, I guess, you could probably maybe do it in about 80. Someone did do a speed run of it. I think their runtime, or their win time was like 80. Yeah, see, we don't want to do that. Like, what is practicing this even gonna do? Aside from make me feel slightly better. So, let's do this part here. It's netted on like 2, I lagged there. It's netted on like 2 of the jumps. Or on all but, there, see. This is easy, because I got the net, though if I were to fall there, it is some stuff to redo that I wouldn't want to. And so you just don't rush that. I failed on a legit run on that trust flick once because it, like, didn't work. It was doing something stupid. I'd also feel better if I ran this bit. But most first completions, I think, have been about 2 hours that I've seen. There's only 3 victors of it so far. Speaking of which, I need to add the 3rd one to the podium thing. But he's not in the Roro Discord server, which you should join, link in the description. So that's sort of a problem. He is in the Ito server, which I am also in, therefore, like, I could, like, ping him, but apparently he has his DMs off, so, oh, wait, I think, maybe he doesn't, I don't know, because, like, to put him on the thing, I need to know win time, win date, and, username. There we go. Your PB on this is 7 end. Which one's the 7th one? I think this is floor 7, right? 6th planet from the sun. 7th floor. Okay. Yeah, let's do this part of this outside. Most of this outside is pretty free, except for this. You got that scary one stud wrap thing. And there's a skip that is very easy, and I would suggest taking it. It's doing that. But of course, when I'm practicing it, it's so easy because I'm not nervous. I can just fly through it, and then the rest of the outside's pretty easy after that. It's just those few jumps in the middle. Oh, yeah, you got these jumps netted. There we go. In the real run, I'll do that a bit more carefully. Okay. And then this part is kind of annoying because the way it slants, like it makes the jumps sometimes be over the void, sometimes not, sometimes easier, sometimes harder. And it can require a lot of waiting unless you want to risk it, which of course I will not be doing. Another thing that always makes me nervous is this part, because like I'm thinking it's gonna put me in climbing animation and fling me off the truss. In a legit run one time, I went like that, which apparently you can still climb on, but I sort of like panicked and was like, wait, there's not a truss there. And then thankfully the spinner was like in a position where I was able to land on it and was able to save it, but that was a very close call. So yeah, if I just sort of walk into the wall and then turn backwards on that jump, we'll be fine. Rest of that's pretty easy. Okay. Let's go over here and do where my current PB is, which is the Time Lock 6 part, Rising Lava, hardest part of the tower, about 75 to 80 minutes in. PB on this, yeah. I'll point out the exact jump, but it's on this Rising Lava section. Also, we need to hear the music. I don't have it on at the moment. I will fix that once we get into the legit run. Yeah. So the good news is if I can beat this, this part, the Rising Lava part, there's also a Rising Lava part on Jupiter. So like if I can beat this part, I feel like I could beat the tower on that run. I mean, obviously I could beat it. Will I? Well, remember, it does get easier from here on out after this section. Like, the rest of the tower gradually decreases in difficulty. Yeah, see, this spinning gear thing right there makes me nervous. That jump, I think, onto that spinner is my PB. I missed it. Because, well, it's very stressful, okay? Then this thing moves up. Probably do first person on that one, like I just did there. Kind of like that. I don't think you have to go up all of those. No, don't do that. And I love when my no clip is on like so fast and then just sends me flying to the stratosphere and I can't find where I was. That's always fun. Okay. Aside from me being stupid, this is otherwise a legit run of this section. So this part's sort of a maze. I think I made it linear though. Like there is only one path you can take if you just follow the can't collide false blocks. That was close. Ooh, okay. Don't rush that. You can wrap like that. Okay, missing the last jump of that would be tragic. Okay, this is gonna be your last soul crushing ever. Yes. Because Roblox Doomsday is upon us. Okay, I did also want to practice this section. Is it that hard? I don't know. Someone did fail it on a legit run. So I guess now I'm nervous that the same thing will happen to me. That's the hardest part of this outside, and I think the rest of it's kind of free. Yeah, that stuff's easy. The person who failed this missed like that. They like went into climbing animation or something. I forget exactly what happened, but it was, yeah, it was on those hanging parts. Yeah, okay. I'm not too worried about this then. I'll run that beginning part of this in a moment. So you just got to go to that truss. Just flick over here. You kind of walk around that. Do I want to walk around or do I want to jump? I'm going to jump. That probably is a bit safer. And then this is easy. Just turn into climbing animation. And there we go. Okay. I won't run Titan because that's netted pretty much. It's the no healing section. But I feel pretty good about that. Okay. Now, do I need to run this? Because most of the jumps on this outside are actually netted. Or at least, maybe not most of them. About half of them. Like, there's a bunch of wall hops on it. But all the wall hops are netted. It's probably jumps like these that are going to be scary. Actually, that's not that scary. Well, 90 minutes into the tower, who knows, but... this part definitely could be. How many is that one? 11.5. I'll probably want to align on that. Align there. There we go. Okay, just don't do that wrong. There we go. Then that's easy. That jump's gonna be scary. Then, ooh, this is gonna be scary. But again, not that hard. Whoa. Suspiciously easy wraparound. Then some wall hops, and then at this point you can just jump to there. Do I want to do that, or do I want to do like 2 more jumps to make it slightly easier? Yeah, well, how hard is it to make this jump? Yeah, I feel like something like that's just gonna happen. It's like angled. It might look closer than it really is. To make my life easier, just do those 2 jumps. They're easy. Of course, 1 stud jumps, I always overthink those. Okay, and then you just ride up the spinning rings. Make sure you get sort of on the side once you can. And then there's that. This part, I think, is pretty easy. Hopefully. And then hopefully that stuff's not bad. This outside is like an auto section, like Geometry Dash. You literally press no buttons, and if you press a button, you die. Let's get the lighting effect. Where does it apply? There we go. Okay. Yeah, I pretty much haven't played this section since I built it, so I definitely want to just refresh myself how this goes. You're supposed to follow the lanterns. It says that on the sign. I didn't read. If you go other routes, you might get soft locked. most of this is netted, but some of it is not. So you just gotta be careful. Oh yeah, and then also the things along the bottom, those are shadow blocks. Again, keep following the lanterns. Yeah, this stuff is pretty easy, mostly because it's netted. Right, then you go here. Yeah, let's just skip ahead because all this is netted. This part is not, though, so let's check that out. You want to go like this. Isn't there like a button? Yeah, it's over here, and then you have 30 seconds to do this stuff, but that's way more time than you need, so no need to rush. Do be careful you don't do anything weird on the trusses there, like get flung. And once you get on that block, you're good. Like, I still have 10 seconds left. You only need to use, like, 5 to 10 of the seconds on the 30-second timer. This part's easy, as long as you don't die. Oh, yeah, and then the sliding vines are fun. Go on top of the swing. It's netted, thankfully. Yeah, it's 2 more outsides, but this one being the first of them. Because this takes you to the next netted section, where you basically, it gets buffed each time you redo it, type thing. Okay, yeah, this outside is pretty easy. Okay. Actually, let me actually do this last jump there. But see, now that no clip is being stupid, it's making that extremely annoying. Okay. Okay. The last thing that can kill you on this tower is this outside. Let me press that button. Yeah, there we go. Which is pretty easy. There's like a trust thing that's a little nerve-wracking, but other than that, it's not too bad. Like I said, the difficulty decreases after time lock 6, or like at this point, we're down to like the intense-ish range. There is a crazy skip where you fling yourself off that X pusher onto there, but why would you do that? It's incredibly hard to do it. Hold on, I need a utility button. There we go. And it saves like 30 seconds, and it's in the last moments of the run, so only a true Florida man would dare attempt it. Thus, it is called the Florida Man shortcut. Right, you got this no walk section. This is this is like a callback to the very start of the tower. That's not what you do. There we go. With the /E cheer jumps. /E cheer is actually the only emote you need to use in the whole tower. Alright, then this part's... I remember the route. It's sort of a puzzle type thing, but I remember how it goes, so... Okay, there's that. Okay. You get your jump back. You go up here. Again, signs explain this, so kind of going through it quickly. Yeah, see, that scares me that's going to happen. How many studs do I have to stand here? 6, yeah. So let me just make sure I get right on the edge, and I should be okay. Missing that jump would be tragic, but not quite as tragic as missing truly the final hard part of this, which is these truss spinners. Well, this one's netted, the second one is not, but then after that, the rest of the tower is free, and there's only like a minute left of it. Yeah, I had nightmares of missing this, but now that I actually play it, it's easy. In the real run, 90 minutes in, extremely nervous, who knows. Okay, and then the rest of it's netted, actually, except, like, these 2 jumps at the end, which are super easy. The final jump is this, a 1-stud jump, and then there's the wind pad. Okay. So, anything else I want to run? I don't think so. You can read chat. I do. I just forget all the time. I'm a noob at towers. This looks so hard. Yeah. I mean, this tower is catastrophic. Yeah. This tower would be like mid B tier. Maybe. Do you see Math DCO has 12th grade now? Yeah. I need, before Roblox Doomsday, I need to beat Math DCO. So that video is coming soon, hopefully. I also need to beat this tower. So hopefully we can do it today. Before we begin, there is one other thing I wish to do. First, let's check up on hard drive space to make sure I actually can do this. Hello? Why is making me looking stupid? I'm not able to see the hard drive space as a, oh, there we go. 45 gigabytes. I should be fine, hopefully. Yeah, that would be bad if my hard drive space fills up. Although it would stop, I think it would stop the recording but not the stream, which would mean if something important happens there, I can just like screen record it off YouTube and we'll be okay. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn on the Roblox sound, Roblox game sounds, pretty low. And I'm going to change my OBS settings, or my OBS, wait. Hold on. 1 second. Okay. Game sounds, where's volume? Yeah, you should have heard that. Let's put it at 3. I can adjust the OBS sounds later. Then I'm going to go record, and then on Audacity, then do that so that I can sync up the OBS video with the Audacity audio. Audacity is just recording my voice and not the game sounds, because when I edit this, if I have the game music playing and then I make a cut, then it'll like cut the music as well and it sounds bad. So if I instead just record my voice and then use the music separately, because the music was written by me, you know, then that makes things, that'll be better. All right, here we go. Oh, I already messed up. I clicked the wrong one. There we go. Okay. This is a new place version since the last time I played this tower. Nothing was really changed except this was moved to the other side so it doesn't get covered up by the new music UI. I don't think I even changed anything in the tower itself. Yeah, it was like that, and I added chat tags. Or, I, like, updated them. Not that any of us can chat anyway, but, you know. Okay, so is this the... Is this the run? I don't know. I have a tendency to die on, like, the sun part, which is where I am now. Alright, there's floor 1 done. Surely they're all this short. Surely. SMToH doesn't have to be dead, y'all are... No, it's dead. As soon as Doomsday. Which is why I gotta beat this soon. I mean, technically I could beat it after, because I own the game. But, like, what's the fun in that? Haven't officially announced that I'm quitting Roblox forever yet. Because there's still a little hope. There's not, but, you know. Mercury, by the way. If that wasn't already clear. Fading, fading, fading. Make those go away. Okay. And now rechat. You can publish games for 16 plus, but that's it. I think you have to age verify. So, no, I can't. Well, I don't know that for sure, but if I were to guess, you probably do. So, yeah. Go on. Move the ice box. There we go. Then it falls apart when it hits the bottom. That's so satisfying. Hopefully you could hear that. Whoa! That's a new one. Well, good thing we got button progress. Yeah, originally this section was so loop faily, it was extremely annoying. Now it's a lot better with button progress. Okay. Outside, but nothing's really on. Well, 4 minutes of progress is on the line, but 4 minutes is nothing. Oh my gosh, dude. Yeah, see, that's what I was saying. Love that. You do need an ID verified account to make games for all ages, though. So if you don't have an ID verified account, your game won't appear on Roblox Kids or Roblox Select. Okay, let me try that again and not do something stupid. Cheer. Cheer. Nice, I missed it. Try again. Holy background noise. Oh my gosh. See, are you starting to see why I hate soul crushing grinds? I'm so glad this is the last one I ever have to do. Like, that's why I beat so few soul crushing towers, because it's this. I mean, at least this one, you know, most of the time I can get some good... Now, why would you just not let me jump there, huh? Most of the time I can get, like, a good run going, so I'm not just loop failing floors 1 through 3 for third... Maybe I should just play with sound off for like 10 minutes. Her mic sound off. That was clean. I only took one kill brick hit there. Yeah, these are all 20 damage kill bricks, by the way. And now I'm lagging. That's nice. It's always a good idea to make sure you actually press the button before you jump off it. Nice. I love that. Okay, can I do this correctly this time? Okay, good. Okay. Cool. Okay. Come on. Alright, this is where the first song that I've actually made yet can be heard. However, it's extremely quiet at the start, which I should probably fix. In fact, I'm going to revamp the whole song for this floor. So, eventually. Not anytime soon. So, sorry about that. This is low walk speed, no jump. Love that. Let me check volume. Yeah, you can barely hear that. Okay, here's the loud part. Yeah, you can barely hear that. That volume, maybe? High, 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 high. Yeah, that should be good balance, hopefully. If it's too loud or too quiet, let me know. This part is... Okay, let me around the corner, go on there, and then I get the button progress, though I don't really need it, because it's here. I mean, this next part is easy. Get your alt tabs right. Okay. Might try doing another legit run after this after I eat lunch. I did all of Jupiter Saturn without dying 2 days ago. Hopefully not gonna fall victim to Time Lock 6. Legit. I can hear you perfectly fine. Raise your volume by 600%. Okay, let's try that. Just increase the mic gain. Hopefully that's not too loud. It doesn't appear to be clipping, but if it is, let me know. Let's go on that side of the walk around today. Okay, and then there's a slash feature jump. And then at this point, you can turn off the utility button because you're not going to need it again until the final outside. After Neptune, which is in like an hour and a half from now. So just a reminder of what you're really in for. Alright, then we have this part. Gonna do something slightly risky and take a moment to check mic volumes. Yeah. Okay, hopefully that doesn't waste any time. Well, it did waste time, but I can complete this in like 40 seconds, so hopefully we'll be fine. 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoa. That's a fake 4-stud stick-out wrap. Oh, this is a if the time runs out, you get insta-killed, by the way. Yeah. Sometimes when you've played this as much as I have, you know, you remember those, and those who are seeing this for the first time wouldn't know that. Okay. Okay, then make sure you go on top of there, then hit the button, which is a bit weird because that's not actually the button. The button is like, it has to be anchored in place. The button, a morpher button can't be a morpher itself, so I have to just like make it invisible and line up sort of there. It's the whole thing, just don't worry about it because it's a... Come on. Alright, this outside is thankfully pretty easy. Well, if it were 90 minutes into the tower, maybe that wouldn't be quite so true, but netted pushbox section. Nice. I like how that happens every time. Earth. Now we're netted for a while. That's nice. Okay, hold on. Let me check volumes again. Okay, now that it's finally quiet, I can actually talk. Okay, cool. Pretty good pace so far. Okay, so much for that. It probably the whole the seven wonders of the world part of Earth. I've said this before. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's possible to complete all of it in one loop through the song, which is about 6.5 minutes, I think. I feel like it probably is if you really don't fall on anything, but that's pretty hard to do. Okay, good chance to read chat is while those stop swinging around erratically. Fluking from time lock is definitely possible. Yes. How long is this tower? 90 minutes. Imagine he flukes. Yeah. Hopefully that's what happens. Remember, it gets easier after time lock 6, so... you can definitely sight read it from there to the end. Yeah, obviously I'm not really sight reading any of this because I built it. So I don't really know what the experience is like going from having never played this to playing it. I don't know, probably, I feel like, nice. I feel like a good place to start would maybe be watching my full playthrough of it. Yeah, it's an hour and a half long, so maybe not, I don't know. You know, an hour and a half of watch time though. Sounds pretty nice. Bruh. It's kind of a guide, sort of. It pretty much is, I suppose. Bruh. Like on some jumps, I'll say like I recommend doing it this way or whatever. Yeah. Somebody has joined me. Yay. Yeah, we're not making it past the moon on this one. Just look how bad I'm playing right now. Check volumes here. Yeah, okay. I think that's good. Hopefully you can hear the music and me. Have I mentioned how impossible it is to play this part? This trumpet part for this song. If you look at the sheet music, it's pretty diabolical. But it's really fun. It's just so hard. Speaking of which, success.mp3, similar thing. It's really fun, but it's so hard to play it. We're actually performing that on our spring concert. Success.mp3, and I'm playing first trumpet on it. I'm actually playing it on a C trumpet instead of B flat trumpet. Which means, wait, that's not, okay, apparently that's not on the timer, okay. Never knew that. So I'm playing it on C trumpet, which makes it a little easier, I feel like, because it's like a bunch of just high parts, like the fun part of success.mp3, which is also the stupidly hard part, like fills the entire range of the trumpet, like. That's not the only reason, but it's like a bunch of high stuff, and it's so hard. C trumpet helps with the range thing. It's just a bit easier to play in the high range, I think. Unfortunately, it means on part of that I'm reading in 5 flats. Because success.mp3 is in concert C major, concert D flat major, concert B flat major. There's one part that's like a relative minor of one of those, but those are your 3 keys mainly. Which playing on your typical concert band instruments like B flat trumpet is not too bad. But on C trumpet you have to play in 5 flats for some of it, which is like, who wrote this, you know? See, it's funny because I wrote it. Haven't read chat in a while. Actually, I wonder how many floors of this tower would have. Wonder how many floors this tower would have if we considered current SMToH floor count rules. 10, because the current rules are extremely loose and very arbitrary. At the very least, in the opening part of this tower, we're in the International Space Station. There is like a sign. It tells you what counts as what floor. So at least it's made clear if you walk over there. You don't actually have to because there's no gameplay over there. But it does tell you what counts as what floor. But if we were to reasonably count what is a floor, I wonder if we could count the outsides as still outsides. Let's say they count as a floor, just for the heck of it. So you would probably count ISS as a floor. But then again, it's only like 20 seconds to complete it. But it does take up like the space of a floor, sort of, not really. But let's say it's a floor. Then you got the sun, Mercury, including that starting bit. That's sort of an outside. Probably I'd count that as a floor. Mercury outside, Venus. Maybe I don't know. It's like too unclear. Does Venus, should that count as one floor or two floors? I wonder if a way to count it could be like the minimum rectangular prism thing you can do to fill the whole space, that section of gameplay. It's like you have a section of gameplay, how many floors is it? You take a rectangular prism box, the smallest one possible, to fill all that gameplay, and then however much volume it is total, is that equal to the volume of a 100 by 100 by 100 box. Of course, that doesn't work too well either, because the more boxes you have, the more like precisely you can outline the gameplay, and then it's less volume. And if you were to take this entire, like all the gameplay of here, put it in a box, remember you got all the stuff over there, so like it would be an enormous box, and it would count as like actually 1,000,000 floors probably. But most of that's empty because it's all the space over there, you know? Alright, no more funny business. This is where things get real. And then you pretty much get you get a few quick nets, well, hold on. From here, pretty much for the rest of the tower, there is no nets except for the occasional. There's like an occasional net, but you're pretty much on your own now. You got this pretty long outside for the moon. Mars is netted, but it's lag. Pretty easy, so you can kind of speed through it. Then you got the asteroid belt, which is about 15 minutes straight of unnetted gameplay. Jupiter, you got a few nets and a few unnetted sections. You know, maybe I should stop talking about this because it's making me nervous. So let's just not think about what I'm really in for here. Just try to remember that the moon outside is easy because I've done it so many times. Oh, I hate that. I hate that. I hate that. Okay. Quick break. According to the current frame rules, a floor is generally defined as a 100 by 100 by 100 box with clear boundaries and may be expanded up to 75 studs to the side in any direction. And enclosed spaces significantly smaller than a floor in at least one dimension are not considered floors. Okay, what counts as significantly smaller? And what if the volume is still total over a floor? Like, what if I have, like, a 60 by 100 by 150 box? Don't feel like calculating it, but that's probably about the same total volume as a floor. Or as a 100 by 100 box. But by that rule, wouldn't count as a box because 60... Well, is 60, quote-unquote, significantly smaller than a box? I don't know. Or smaller than 100 by 100. I don't know. almost missed that. Well, no, I didn't, but I felt like I did for some reason. Oh yeah, also I need to extend the bounding box, like, of this music zone up slightly, because when you're at the very top of that, if you jump, you, like, go out of it for a second. If you rewind, you'll see that disappeared for, like, a second. So I should extend that up a bit. Oh, yay, this part. I hate this part. This is my least favorite part of the whole outside. Maybe of the whole tower, actually. Should definitely practice that one jump. Why? What is that gonna do? Come on. That's a new one. Can't you just jump directly to Mercury? I'm pretty sure there's like a insta-kill in that or something. Like, so, no. You know, it's like fills like that make me question why I'm even doing this. Like, we're up to like 16 hours of playtime on this tower. Like, think what else I could do with 16 hours than loop fail this, you know? I mean, okay, if I could do like a run at this a day, I'd probably beat it in a week. Like where I am right now. But like it's just such a chore to play this because like you start a run, you know you're committing at least the next hour or two to playing that. You know? But I suppose I'd rather that than spending an hour on a more normal soul-crushing tower and loop fail floors 1 through 3 for an hour and then just give up. What if you made a regular mini tower devlog? I have done that. With Tower of Birthday Celebrations and Tower of Star Spangled Banner. I didn't officially call them devlogs, but I guess you could. Oh yeah, and there's also Tower of Rickroll Repellent. That one was more... Or it was post-commentary. Or mostly live commentary. There was some post-commentary in there. Yeah. I love when I miss that, of all things. That's the third time I've now missed that same jump. Whoa. Apparently you can climb up that. Is the death of SMToH true? Yes. That's a new one. Gonna see if you can beat TOAE before you beat TOTP. Okay. Okay, there's that /E cheer. So now I don't need utility button for a while, unless I fall again. Okay. Now we're back to this outside. If we can move quickly, I can get back to where I was in the next, like, 10 minutes, maybe. I hate dying on the moon outside because it's like I haven't committed that much time to playing today if I fell there. So then it's like, I guess I should do another run, but then if I just start loop failing, then it's like, okay, what have you even done with the last 45 minutes? Nothing. You know, my first ever legit run on this tower, I died on the asteroid belt, which is surprising that it wasn't the moon. Or, well, maybe that wasn't my first ever legit run. There might have been a few, like, right before where I died on, like, floor 1. But, first ever legit run where I made some significant progress. And the moon has since received a bunch of nerfs, so that's interesting. Okay, this is going to be the speedrun of the Wonders of Earth part. Or Wonders of the World part, I guess, slightly more accurately. This will be what determines if you can beat it in one loop of the song. Who am I kidding? That's not happening. I'm definitely going to loop fail somewhere. Possible speedrun strat is to not have that happen. See if I can do it now, as long as I failed that. Put it on there, and then do that, like, slam that into the wall so that the push box kind of falls off. That way you can just immediately reset this, which would be slightly faster. Of course, who's speedrunning this? And also it's so long that a 3-second time save isn't really going to matter that much. Don't fall, don't fall, don't fall, don't fall. Thank you. Okay. You're supposed to spell Roro Studios here, but you don't actually have to jump to the letters, so just jump to any letter that is in Roro Studios as soon as you see it. Bro, come on. See, this is probably the most loop faily part of the Earth floor. The Coliseum bit. It's just kind of annoying with the low jump. But I had to make it low jump because, like, the arches, if you have full jump, it's like, you can just jump straight up them. You just kind of have to wait for this to stop swinging around so much. then hope I don't miss this jump, which is always highly annoying. Okay. I think we're like 4 minutes into the song now, which means I have like 2.5 left to beat 2, or I think it's 3 more sessions, including this one, with Machu Picchu being kind of long, so I don't know. Go, 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 go. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be possible. We're getting pretty close through the song. We got like the circle of fifths part. Then we got the... Okay. Nice. Then we got the like... Barry sax melody here. Well, wait, no, there's more than I thought. Okay, I thought this was like what comes right before the trumpet fanfare thing at the end. Then we got the part in C major. Okay, now we're coming up on the trumpet fanfare. Oh, there was this one too? Yeah, nah, I don't think it's possible. If it's possible at all, it's gonna be like barely possible with like a super clean speedrun. Maybe. I don't know, like, look, I'm pretty close, and there were some decent time losses there. This is maybe, like, a minute more, or 30 seconds to a minute more worth of gameplay here. Yeah, with a really clean speedrun, you could probably do it. Beat the whole first part of Earth, before in one loop of the song. Okay. Wait, is all the OST sheet music available on MuseScore? Not on the MuseScore website, but if you want it, DM me on Discord and I can send it to you. Also, is Audacity still going? Yes. We have not crashed yet. Thankfully. Why am I just slow falling? To give you time to read the instructions that I'm not reading. They basically say, go back through where you just came. You have 93 seconds, I think it is, or 90 seconds, something like that. Or you get insta-killed. Of course, you don't need that full time. You only need like 30 seconds of it. If you do, pretty clean run like that. In my first legit run, the one I was just talking about where I died on the asteroid belt, I barely made it through that time section. The one on Earth. Okay. We're back pretty quickly. Like, well, see, we don't want to be doing stuff like that. We're back to the moon outside pretty quickly, I guess I should say. Like a good five minutes faster than the previous run, I think. I don't know. I wasn't really looking. Come on. Please don't tell me I'm like sinking through there. Oh boy. I think I am. Am I? Come on. Making slow progress. Okay, I should be good. But yes, I am sinking into the platform. Come on. Just a little more. Okay. That's always sketchy. Well, actually no it's not. It was sketchy that time. Hate that jump. Even after I nerfed it, I missed it a bunch of times, which was annoying. Very annoying. Okay, can I not do that, please? Thanks, sir. Okay. I'm gonna lock in this time when I get to the trusses. And I mean, last time I tried this, last stream, I failed that exact... I don't think that exact jump, but that exact section with the trusses. Then I did another run and made it to Jupiter, and then failed on, believe it or not, another truss. Or well, a truss jump, a jump off of a truss onto a sketchy one stud. Yeah, those angled one studs on Jupiter are brutal, I tell ya. They make you question everything about how to do one studs. There's so many of them. Ugh, I don't want to think about what I'm in for. Come later this run. Oh. Y'all like my singing. Okay, lock in, lock in. Lock in like never before. Who am I kidding? I'm fried. I'm so fried. Okay, we did that. Then there's like one more stupid one. See, what even was that? Did you see that? I'm not going crazy, right? It just like glitched me through there for a second. Oh, that was a close one. Okay, one more. Actually, now it's one. Okay. We made it through there. That's a good omen for the run. Let's like get stuck on one of these. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Nice. Okay. Then we have this broken timer thing where half the time it doesn't deactivate if you run out of time, but the other half it does. I don't know why. And I can't really seem to fix it, and I also don't think it's that big of an issue. Because the fact that it might actually deactivate means you should still go the full time. But let's see what happens. Yeah, see, like what? I wonder if it has anything to do with, like, if it's your first load of the tower in that session. Which I also thought earlier, maybe that has something to do with a different bug that I don't feel like explaining because it's kind of complicated to explain what it actually is without showing it, and I don't feel like showing it. Because, well, I'm in the middle of a run. But you know what? It's a 90-minute tower. Let's go for it. So, you know that part on Earth where you got the red push box, and I was talking about if you slam the thing into the wall, you might be able to knock the box off and potentially save a few seconds in a speedrun? That for sometimes the box, like, or the box won't be there when you get there. It has don't spawn first off. I hate that it's called that because it makes it a weird double negative. But anyway, whichever setting makes it so that it is already spawned when you get there. You don't have to hit the spawn button first. What happens sometimes is the box will, however, not be there, which I guess happens when the box loads in before the anchored parts. And so it just like falls in the void. And thus you have to respawn it. Which is possibly like, I don't know if there's anything I can do about that, but it might have something to do with like, it does that on your first load of the tower. Like when you first join the game, maybe things load in slightly differently than when you die and reload the entire tower. Actually, that might be it, because the anchored parts aren't client objects. They're just stuff in the obby folder. That doesn't reset, but the client objects do. So maybe. But also, it doesn't really matter, because it's like all it does is make you have to step on the button that's right next to it, and it's no big deal. But what is a slightly bigger deal was the part on the Coliseum where you push the boxes off, and then they start spinning around erratically. You push them, and then you basically make a hanging part. I turned don't spawn first, whichever one makes it so that you do have to press the spawn button once you get there. Originally, they were already spawned, which caused... Hold on, I'm going to do the shortcut here. Originally, they were already there, which, if this bug happened where they load in before the anchored parts, they would already have, like, fallen down and would be hanging, and then they'd already be settled. So it would save you a few seconds, potentially. Anyway, here's a skip someone pointed out. If you wait for just the right moment, you can do that. Doesn't skip a checkpoint, I don't think. I'm like 95% sure. Well, it's like 99% sure. No, it definitely doesn't. It definitely doesn't. Now I'm 100% sure. I don't know. Maybe I'll leave it at 99%. That way, if anyone gets kicked for doing that, it's not my fault. I warned you. But no, there isn't. There isn't. Maybe. I don't know. But you can do that. It'll save probably a good 15 seconds. 15 to 20 seconds. Hate this part. Okay. Right, I gotta lock in. This is the 15-minute outside. Just keep breathing. That's the key. Don't spin in a weird location, thank you. Okay. While most towers put their long no netted outside at the end, this one has it through the entire tower. But no, this is basically the final outside. It's just not the final outside, you know? The long punishing section, while that's normally at the end of the tower in most towers. Here, it's in the middle. The start of the asteroid belt is a third through the tower. The end of it is the halfway mark. Okay, it's not 15 minutes straight of unnetted gameplay. You got like a small break here on this diabolical wall hop. But that's why it's netted. And then there's one like over there. You got a few jumps that are they are netted. I hate that jump. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. Missed that wall hop once. Never forget. My fail rate on legit runs at the asteroid belt is pretty good. So that should give me a little confidence. Okay, jump down. That jump might look a bit sketchy. It's pretty easy, though. Unless you're on mobile. Sorry, mobile boys. Pro tip, jump again when you get on top of there. Sometimes it'll mount you on the swing again, and then it does some weird stuff and you fall. Also, posture check. Where's the funny truss outside at? Everywhere. The one I died at half an hour ago was the moon. You might have said that before I got there. There's so many trusses. Who built this, bro? Here's a question for the general chat of 23 viewers. Are there really any other towers that are like Tower of the Planets in that they're, in terms of like length and punishment? There probably are, but I don't know. Let me know. Hate those one studs. And make sure you grab the thing. The iron bar. That jump looks sketchy. It's pretty easy though. There are, of course, super long towers like SMToH had. Citadel of Heights and Depths. But that's pretty much netted all the way through. Well, actually, I think it is netted all the way through. Like, you won't die unless you die of kill bricks or something, but... The closest thing you have to unnetted is like a section where you lose like 3 minutes. Or like a few floors of progress if you fall. On SMToH had. I hate one studs. I hate one studs. You know, for one studs being my kind of I can't think of any other gameplay to put here. Go to. They sure are stressful. I need a break. Hour-long soul crushing that alternates between safety net and spam with button progress and long run ending sections. Is that this tower? Also, it's peak insane. Also, make that same reasoning. Tower of pure malarkey in SMToH. Come on, come on. I don't think that was enough. No. Okay, try again. There's the button. Walk around, hit this button. There we go. You gotta hit them. You gotta get them both activated at the same time for long enough for the box to fall through. Posture check. Now, don't lose the box here, or you gotta go press the buttons again. That happened to me on a legit run one time. Thankfully, I got through it fine, going back to press the buttons. And again, pressing the buttons, one of those things, it's so easy in practice, trivial even. But once you get in a real run, you question all your skills and do it. It's like, because you gotta like commit to that walk around. Like you can't, or not so much commit to it as trust that you set it up and not like if you spend too long trying to set up the walk around, it's like a one stud walk around or like a half stud walk around. Spend too long and then you won't have enough time. Okay, I think this is another lock-in section, so I'll stop talking. Okay, this part always feels sketchy because people have reported failing this. Although I think those... I hate this jump, I hate this jump, I hate this jump. Okay. Though I think people fail that because they're not paying attention. Or, like, catches them off guard that it's spinning. Which, to be fair, it used to not be very well indicated. But then I made it so that... Oh, I did grab the blocks over there, right? Yeah. But then I made it so that anything with the red neon is a spinner. Or loose platform. Is this pretty much going to be available for players that join ours 16 and under? Nope. Won't be available for anyone because I'm not selling my soul to the stupid age verification, you know? Seems a bit bold of them to... Oh, another soldier lost. Unless that was practice. Hopefully that was practice, but it might have been legit. Ooh. Hold on. Let me do this one stupid jump, and then I'll continue what I was saying. It seems bold to say that, or to put me in the 9 and under category when my Roblox account is 12 years old. Okay, that's when you go when you have this part that branches off and you got those two routes. I always do that harder one first. This one's easy. You just really got to trust that you know how to do a two-stud stick out because you got to do a bunch of them. Green arrows, you go the direction they say. Red arrows, you go the opposite direction. So like green arrows tell the truth. Red arrows do not. But like just don't rush it. In fact, this is like another, you better lock in, boy. Okay. That should be all of them, and now I gotta get back over there. Which sounds bad, but it's not too bad because it's faster going back than it was coming over here. You just failed the asteroid belt. No, that was someone on a legit run. Rip. Okay. Green, go this way. Red, wrap around there. Green, go like this. Red, go like this. And that was the easy part of my journey back. Just skip the one stud. Yeah, then it's... Okay, it's pretty easy after the two, like, sketchy jumps here. Oh my gosh, that was close. I hate these tightrope wraps. I hate them. Hate them so much. Okay. Now, I always forget. Can you make that jump? I think you can. Yeah. Okay, now I just hope I didn't miss any, which I did not. Grab my $20. The red block over there, that is the point at which this thing disappears. So jump like there. Wrap around. Another sketchy jump incoming. Which is this. sketchy one studs. Now I get a small net, though if I fall, I have to do 2 more one studs to get back up, which are easy, but they sure are nerve-wracking. So let's just hope I can do this section with all these poles fairly quickly. And then if I pass that, it's pretty much free from there, the rest of the outside. Nice. Okay. Okay. This puzzle involves spinning these to the appropriate location to press buttons and such. Let's get that one right about there. Here. That looks good. Okay, does that look good? Sort of. I'm going to adjust the other one, the last platform. Okay. No, I usually put this like here, I think. Okay. That looks good, I think. Now let's go back over here. You want to line this up with the blue platform. Ideally, move it a little bit to the right of it because of weird physics things that can happen. No, that seems a little... I should be able to make that. Just trust, yeah. You press this button, and then see having the thing right below it causes you to, like, sink into it like this, and it makes the jump weird. But now now it'll behave normally. Okay. Now, just spin this all the way around, doing it carefully so I don't, like, slip off the side of the X pusher and then just walk off the platform. That would be embarrassing. Okay. And there we go. That is the halfway mark. Okay, now I can relax for about 2 minutes. You're not supposed to use only 2 platforms for the first button. Is it possible with 2? I would just use 3 to make my life a bit less stressful, but I don't know. Yeah, waffle. This planet these planets have no solid surface found. Atmosphere. Okay, remember what I said? The moon outside is like where the tower stops being baby mode. Now I gotta be a real man and take all the unnetted outsides. Yeah. This part is netted, thankfully. It's easy. What follows it is not. Well, easy, yes. Stressful, yes. So, easy, no. Hard, yes. You'll see. Let's not think about that right now, though. Let me just enjoy my well-earned net after the asteroid belt, even if it is only like 2 minutes worth of netted gameplay. Okay, let's grab that. Let's grab this one. It's 6 buttons you gotta press, by the way. 3 of them in the mazes, 3 of them gameplay going off the mazes. And jump off the big concrete block and you die. So don't do that. Why do I keep missing that? It's pretty dumb. Don't keep doing that. I wonder what the optimal route for this is in terms of speedrunning. Because, see, it would probably be something like... You know, you can press one and then jump down to this one. So, like, each maze leads to a button above the next one. Sort of, yeah. Oh yeah, see here the introduction of these, slanty one stud poles. And why am I lagging? That is not ideal. Yeah, I mean for this tower being 15,000 parts, it's not that laggy. You gotta give me credit there. Oh, I forgot that button. You know, I know that doesn't have the most exciting of detail, but if I gave it that kind of detail, we'd be in the probably 30,000 part range, and it would be extremely laggy. So, this really is the good ending. Jupiter's my PB floor. Jupiter's kinda a break floor to me. Sort of. That first bit is easy, yes. But then this, this is another you're gonna overthink it and make life so much harder for yourself, unfortunately. Because see, you got these one stud poles, and then they go over the void very soon. Nice, I love that. Okay, I'm back. See, it's this. Miss it, and I die. It's easy, but it sure doesn't feel easy. Being muted there for a second gave me a chance to heal, which is nice. See, now I gotta do like 4 of these in a row. Bro. Okay, there's another button. Let's jump back down. Tower doesn't let up, I tell ya. At least the platform after this one is... Oh my gosh. Gotta do that stupid one again, and then more stupid ones. Okay. Okay. Then you get the box, and if you lose it, you can just respawn it, and there go the dogs going completely insane again. Let me just do this one netted bit. Or unnetted bit. I missed that one stud one time on a legit run. That was extremely bad. And now I'm mute by these unbelievable amounts of background noise. Yeah, how many parts does this have? 15K. Let's do the fun route. Oh, I missed it. Okay. There is a weird skip that's probably slower if you, like, go underneath that thing. So, given that I'm stupid, we're just gonna do the intended route. Yeah, you can, like, go underneath this. It's really weird, and the physics of ladders is real jank, so... This is a shadow thing. You just kind of do that. All right, that is so much for the or so much for the nets. Tower of Zero Escape somehow has less parts than this, and it is the most well-decorated tower. Well, is it 90 minutes long? I don't think so. Platform 4 of 6, avoid the insta-kills. Well, the insta-kills are the least of my problems. Although, not really, because the lava that is about to start threatening down below is technically an insta-kill. Alright, we're coming up on where I failed last time. Thankfully, I have a better strat now. Okay, it's to go like this. Go like this, go like this. Nice. Okay. Now I'm starting to get nervous. Go like this. Stupid one stud. Jump like that. A little close for comfort. It's alright. That jump is just kind of like that. Okay, here's another lodge. It's netted though, so not really anything to worry about. There is that little hole in the floor. I think you can. I don't know if you can fall through it. If you can, you'd have to turn like sideways, so like you won't really. It's no issue. Okay. My hands are sweaty. Or my right hand is. So I'm like, I don't know, mouse. Holding the mouse there. Tower of hand sweating reference indeed. Okay. All right. Yeah, that was like the easy part of this. It's not technically an outside, but it's over lava, so the big wrap maze is relatively easy. Except for those few jumps over nothing. Okay. Now you spawn that, and then make sure you do this correctly, otherwise you're gonna have to redo all that again. But you just gotta do that, and then usually for safety purposes, I'll just go ahead and get rid of the insta-kill box. You can get rid of the normal one also, but you don't have to. Because now you have button progress just letting you straight up to here, and you already pressed the button, so you don't even need it. Moving plat. Yes, I just said plat, short for platform. I feel like that's probably some obscure, horrible thing in another language. Rechat. Saturn hard or nah? Saturn is definitely hard. It's got a difficult and stressful rising lava section. Yeah, you got like 3 parts of Saturn. You got the spinning rings, which is just a matter of patience, really. Then you got like this long netted section, somewhat loop fillable, but there's a decent amount of button progress. Then you got, of course, the rising lava section. That is currently where my PB is. All right, let's do this part. This part looks scary, but it's pretty easy, actually. Just go towards the middle here. Oh boy, that was a close call. Oy, 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 oy. The fewer of these slanty one studs I have to do, the better. Okay, I think that's actually the last of them. Well, the last of I think there are a few more. Never mind. Just gonna flick there. I know I missed that. Okay, rising lava. No time to yap. Let me just lock in. Nice. There we go. Okay. Now we can chill. This isn't outside, but it's easy. So, like, I'm not worried about it. You got, like, some very easy slanty wraps that are kind of cheesable in a way. And then this is basically just hold W simulator. Make sure you jump off that X pusher, so you don't like hit the thing. Oh yeah, then that's just cheesable. You're supposed to like swing that up onto there. It's cheesable because I'm stupid, but I don't feel like fixing it. Okay, now we're about to hear some more music. This one's a banger. Input, output. This will collect 3 buttons, by the way. With insta kills everywhere, but they're relatively easy to avoid. This is 9:16 is the time signature. Can you tell I'm stressed out? Well, we didn't get to hear anywhere near the whole song. Ah, well. It's a banger. Go listen to it on Roro Studios Music. Wipe off my sweaty hands. Okay. As I said an hour and a half ago when I was practicing this outside is pretty easy except for one section in the middle. You got this auto-scroller thing. I think that's what people call this. At an earlier date, I incorrectly thought this thing is called an infinite scroller. It's called an auto scroller, I think. If someone could verify that for me, that'd be nice. Basically, you just got a moving platform you gotta go along with. And then I have failed there, believe it or not. Just make sure you do that thing where you jump up those things on the wall. Do that quickly. It can catch you off guard if you're not careful. And I learned that the hard way. So that you can learn it the easy way, which is me just telling you. Go, 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 go. Okay. Now we got the hard part of this outside. Slurp. Then you got this high jump, which is a little scary, but easy if you just do it a little carefully. And I would suggest holding space on those conveyors because they're sort of going downhill, so it can be a little weird and like not register your jump if you do a quick tap. Small escape if you jump straight to that one stud pole, but it's netted anyway, so. Okay, then this part is easy. Just do it carefully. You can get through 2 at once, but I'm not risking anything at this point. Okay, that was a little close for comfort. Okay. Okay. This part is Saturn. Now there's a banger song I'm working on that is currently in development, but it's pretty much done. Let's play it. Yeah, it's not in game, but I can play it for you guys in the stream to hear. Yeah, here we go. This is called Cycli Temporis. That might be extremely loud. Hold on. Oh, yeah, that is. Okay, let me turn that down a bit. There. Apologies if the other music has been extremely loud. Okay. Now, I waited so long that... Wait, I'm stupid. This isn't the right thing. Hold on. Sorry, that's the wrong file. That's... In less stressful times, I will explain what that is. Where's just the MIDI recording though? Like full. I don't even have. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Having to go through... I don't want to be digging through files right now. Hold on. Let's go... to the... Still working on it. Is this the right thing? Yeah, here we go. Okay. This isn't... Here we go. Okay. Is the volume good there? Turn it up a bit. There we go. Okay. The whole premise of the song is quite notable, but like there's a reason I've been working on it since July, although with about 2 or 3 months of that being dedicated to input output in a time where I'm not extremely stressed out. 67 minutes into a run, haha, 6-7, so funny. I'll explain the whole premise of the song. Volume good, yeah. Okay, this will collect 3 buttons. The one on this third ring is annoying.
Ooh, that's not what we want to be happening right now.
So you guys haven't heard this song before. Let me know what you think. In my opinion, it's... I don't know if it's my favorite I've done, but definitely tied for favorite. Yeah, see this outermost ring, well, third outermost ring with actual gameplay is the most annoying. See, because like it's really long, it's the longest of these, and because the thing is slanted, it can, like, the gameplay can change pretty significantly based on where you are in the cycle around the spinner, which means you can sometimes end up waiting multiple minutes for it to be favorable, or just risk it. So if you just go for it, like in practice mode, you can maybe complete this in like 3 to 4 minutes, but could take close to maybe 6 or 7 in the real thing, which is why the duration of the song is like 6 minutes 50 seconds. I have a limit of 7 minutes imposed by Roblox audio upload rules. This one's really stupid. I don't like this one. See, don't die now. Because it goes like in the same direction as the spinning. So like, you know. See, now we're just over the void. See why this is... At least you can listen to a banger of an OST right here. waiting to be over the ring. That's why I'm just standing here. It might just be worth waiting to go around like the full time until I'm going uphill. Because going with the spinner, like if I walk forward midair, I'm going to be moving super slowly. But this is looking pretty favorable here, yeah. Okay. Now just keep waiting. It's not worth it. Where do you schedule your quizzes? I do, yeah. Schedule community posts. I don't know what time it is. Yeah, one went out 25 minutes ago. Don't remember which question it is, but something. So, yeah. There we go. There's the button. Okay, now I gotta make my way out to the third ring. The outermost one has nothing on it. Long story why. If you look closely, it is a little jittery as well. Again, long story why. Well, the short answer is because that one's not actually a client object. I just put in a server script that spins it around. Slightly longer explanation is, like, client spinners are a little weird when they cover a huge space, so just, like, stop half the time. I would prefer having no speed right now, jumping on there, but that's fine. And then the speed removes here. Arkansas reference. Skip? Okay, I'll take that. There we go. That's the end of Cycli Temporis. I'm just playing it from the file, so it's not going to loop. And frankly, I don't feel like going and restarting it, because we're almost done with the floor, and I'm a little stressed out right now. So I kind of don't want to alt-tab away, except to check chat. What'd you guys think of that song? What FPS do you normally use? 60. Yeah, so the reason that's not in game yet is because that's not the final version. The thing I played at first, that was, like, the wrong file. Well, tell you what, I'll give you the whole spiel on that once I get to the netted section, which I'm almost to. Just kind of gotta wait a minute for this very slow spinner. Okay, and then one studs, you only gotta do like 5 of them, and then you have that happen. Okay, so now I can relax for about 6, maybe 7 minutes. And then we'll get to Time Lock 6. Bro uses 60 FPS and the big 26. Well, I have a 60 hertz monitor, so what do you want from me? Okay, so that song is for a concert band and fixed media or backing track. Basically, you take big speakers in like the concert hall and play like a backing track, and then the band plays along with that. So that allowed me to use a bunch of like synth sounds, things you wouldn't be able to get just with the instruments of a concert band. It also has like a doom chorus, and the version you just heard was the all MIDI, so MIDI voices. And the song has lyrics in Latin, so I had to like do a whole thing to like record that with a real choir. However, I have not yet put together a full band and MIDI recording with the real chorus. So what you just heard was the band MIDI recording with MIDI chorus, so no lyrics. No, don't do anything stupid. Okay. Wow, that's a fun way to fall. Yeah. So that'll be posted on Roro Studios Music eventually. I like pretty much finished it. I think like in February or March. I think it was March or February. I don't know. And it'll be on the Roro Music channel eventually. Within the next week or two, probably. And also in the game before the game gets deleted forever because Doomsday is upon us. Slightly concerningly is that this section of the tower is, this long netted part, is pretty much the longest netted stretch you're going to get from here on out. I mean, at least that means it's kind of the less loop faily part. But to an extent, I'd prefer loop failing over unnetted gameplay. Of course, loop fail long enough and it gets very frustrating. But, you know, a little loop failing is okay. Okay, I lagged. Really? It lagged right as I pressed space. Love that. Rude. Did you just see that spinner? Try to push me off. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah. Whoa. Wait, yeah, I go over here. Now it might look like you're kind of over the void, but you're not, just trust. It's like over here that the edge of the platform is. So as long as you don't jump off and go way over there, you'll be fine. You can't see the bottom, so it's a little scary. Just trust. Trust that it's all netted. Alright, I gotta do... Nice! I love that so much. Okay, I might need to take back that statement that loop failing to an extent I would prefer. What's your PB on this? It's on the next section of Saturn. At least this is sort of fun progress. I've already set this bit up. Okay, let's play a game called Is Roro Gonna Do Something Stupid? I wonder if you could wrap around that. You probably can, but I'm gonna just do intended, which is ledge grab. There we go. And then you hit the button with your arm through the wall. There's a sign that says that. That is a little bit of button progress, which is nice. Yeah. Ooh, Salanti boy. Where am I going? over here. Okay, if you guessed Roro would do something stupid, you'd be correct. Right, okay. This section is netted, like I said. There are a few insta-kills, but they're easily avoidable. Don't know why I decided to say that now, as opposed to...
Yay!
I love loop filling, I love loop filling, I love loop filling, I love loop filling. The more time I spend here, at least it's not time lock 6, which is the next section, which is the hardest part of the tower. It's the rising lava section. What is my strat going into it? I mean, I did practice it. Because, like, the nerve control is insane that's required for that. If I beat it, though, things only get easier from there. I don't want to, like, sound too cocky saying if I beat time lock 6, I've basically won, but there's not really anything I'm particularly worried about going from there on out, you know? Somewhere around here, there's a button again, so I get more button progress. Hello. Again, this kind of looks like, is it over the net or isn't it? It is, just trust. Can I jump straight to there? Yeah. Then let's just go like that. Okay, I just had a horrible vision of, like, missing that and landing right on the insta-kill. That would have been quite the way to go out. Oh, wait, also I'm stupid. I think I did that. No, I just did an alternative route. Never mind. Okay. We're nearing the end of this section. I am over halfway through the tower. There's that. Like, significantly more than halfway. This is like the 75% mark. I don't know where I've, okay, so I've sort of officially called start of the asteroid belt the 1/3 mark, end of the asteroid belt the 1/2 mark. I'd have to go watch or look back at the timing on the full playthrough video to determine what the 3/4 mark and 2/3 mark is. So now we're just going on guesstimation. So high jump. Whoa, okay. Now. Now things are starting to get scary. I mean, it's easy. But it's about to not be. You actually only need 2 of these, fun fact. Just get the ball across and hit the button. The ball doesn't even have to stay on the track if it, like, hits it. If it's, like, on the side of it and then it hits it but then falls, that is fine as well. And now we're coming up on time lock 6. This is pretty much the last bit before we get there. Is 4th time the charm? We will see. Just Deep breaths. Don't fail the asymmetrical dual ship and UFO duel at 94%. Okay. Just give me a mental... I need a mental breather here. This elevator will take you to another rising metallic hydrogen section, similar to the one at the end of Jupiter. Time will lock in. Oh, yeah. Do the finger cracking. One more deep breath. Why do I have these? Those are supposed to be in there. Probably not going to talk much. Don't clip farm. Don't clip farm. New PP. New PP. For the record, I'm not exaggerating how nervous I am. That was close. I'm like about to black out. I'm not kidding. Like my fingers are actually tingling so much. This cannot be healthy. No, 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 no. Oh boy. Ow. Ugh.
Oh man. Not even too mad about that actually. At least it's a new PB. Falling or dying to the rising metallic hydrogen. It's not really something I expected to happen. I mean, aside from falling into it, but like it catching up to me. Yeah, this part is no joke. That is by far the most nervous I've been in any tower playthrough ever. I didn't even complete it. What is this? Interesting. Where did I die? Like here? Yeah, there was, nah, I wasn't gonna be able to do that. Like, even if I jumped like too low on there, I think, but it wouldn't have mattered. There was no way I was gonna make it in time. Past like this bit. Imagine if I were fast at the beginning. No, I failed the previous 3 times by going too fast. That's what killed me. I have like 4 hours on this in my PBS time lock. Let's check the stats for the record. I thought it broke for a second. 1,104 minutes. 18 hours. Oh my gosh. Oh, these don't count. Those were with testing. Those are not real wins. Wait, it probably says my best win time is a minute. Yeah. Okay, technically the stats do include a little bit of testing stuff, but like 10 minutes worth of playtime is actually that at most. Actual playing it is probably still about 18 hours. This looks like something I need to go for because I need that consistency. Also looks really learny. It's not that learny, actually. You need to practice a lot, but the gameplay is relatively simple. It's good as a new hardest. Yeah. It's pretty sight-readable throughout. Even Time Lock 6 is okay at that. Like, that's definitely like a must-practice part. But yeah. Like like you're jumping from tower thinning layers to this, it's bound to take a long time. Well, yeah, I've been trying to play this for like a year or more. Not consistently though. Oh man. Yeah, I'm gonna call it there. If you anyone in the server who wants a screenshot, you can come to. Let's go here. Victory is within reach, though, I tell ya. Ugh. Like, one more time at Time Lock 6, and I'll be good, I feel like. I just went too slow that time. I think. Okay. Like, the physiological response there was crazy. I wasn't joking when I said I almost blacked out there. Oh. But that would be quite the way to fail, you know? Hi. Passing out playing a tower. Oh my gosh. I might do another run at this later today. I'm not sure. I might also... Well, I might stream tomorrow too. We'll see. I'm both cold and sweating right now. In my opinion, don't really go fast with time lock, just go decent pace. The lava isn't fast, it's going to catch up to you if you fail a lot. And you're bound to fail if you're going too fast with nerves. Currently doing a legit run on the moon outside. Okay. Yeah, I was just going too slow, I guess. Like, if I go too fast, though, then I end up failing something stupid. Let me watch that back. Watch back that whole time through there. Yeah, like, it doesn't even look like I'm going that slow. I think it's just a few, like, the jumps that I spent a bit too long trying to line up. Those just added up to end up being the few seconds that killed me. Alright, well, let's get a screenshot, and we will call it. Hope you enjoyed the stream. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. Victory's within reach. I know it. Good conversation, yes. Screenshot. Yeah, yeah. So, hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like, subscribe. I will see you in the next video or live stream, and have a great day. See ya.